Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up? Good morning, GMGM. Wednesday, January 37th, 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house, Tyler Mando. Good morning, boys. How you doing today?
Doing fantastic, man. How are you?
I like it. I like it when you're doing fantastic. I like it. Tyler, how you doing?
I'm good. The price action might be a little boring and choppy this week, but the news cycle is just accelerating by the day right now. Like dozens of headlines yesterday.
Yeah, it's definitely nonstop. It's definitely headlines galore. We have a lot to talk about as our coins are racing to fill the wick on the downwards. So anyway, stay on the show. Just kidding. It's Thursday. Tomorrow will be fine until Sunday. So today on the show, today market report as usual. So let's go through the market. We got Tyler's top 1,000. A lot of headlines, like Tyler said. Actually, yesterday was again like the headline galore. Like it was really wild. 2 days in a row, nonstop. So this is good. Sorry. And then we got Rollbit loot box spins. Do we have a guest? No, we don't have a guest today. Perfect. So no guest today. So Rollbit loot box spins. Let's see if man, we gotta get out of this like red guy winning. Look, I love Rect. I love red guy. You know, I love all that. But we gotta. I want to hit, man. I want to fucking hit. Speaking of which, the code is pain. Pain means bread in French, by the way. Just in case you didn't know. Pain. So the code is pain or pain, depending where you're from. Today, rafflebot.xyz. Enter. If you want to win a crypto punk today, punks are flying off the shelves. And then last but not least, this show is powered by, who's it powered by? It's powered by Galaxis. Galaxis is a Web3 platform empowering creators and brands to build unstoppable communities with full ownership and independence. Trusted by icons like Donald Trump, Steve Aoki, Mike Tyson, and the NBA, shaping together the future of engagement. But also, Fairside. Every day we see people's wallets get drained. Fairside is about to launch the fair alternative to insurance for crypto scams. Check out Fairside Network on X. If you get drained, you won't get wrecked, Mando. Who is man, Mac daddy of the land? Mando.
GM, everyone. So it's just kind of a sideways day. I think people are starting to get a little bit frustrated out there because I think people were hoping for a V-shaped recovery. And, you know, we just didn't get that. I think there's quite a lot of pain that people have felt over the weekend. People were hoping that would all just be reversed. And we're not back to the lows by any sense, but like a lot of the gains maybe have been erased. I'm thinking of projects like ARC, for example, back down to like 230. AI16Z kind of hit another low, or at least didn't go high yesterday. A bunch of the memes are kind of back down. Farcoin back down to 650. You know what I mean? Like it's we're not at the lows of the weekend, but we're probably up about more like 20% rather than being up like 50%. So yeah, a little bit of wind taken out of the sails of the market here. In terms of like headlines around crypto, we had the David Sachs press conference yesterday, which is, I mean, more performative than anything substantive. I think just saying this is going to be a golden age of crypto. They're going to move towards a Bitcoin reserve policy, which they're looking at explicitly. It seems to say that like the sovereign wealth fund is like slightly separate to the Bitcoin reserve policy. So I don't know. Maybe there is going to be separate legislation or separate recommendations about how to form a Bitcoin reserve. But yeah, he basically slightly distanced crypto from that sovereign wealth fund, which was slightly interesting given what Loomis said. And we did see the introduction of a stablecoin bill in the US, which has been largely expected. I think everyone's been expecting the stablecoin bill, and to be honest, they were expecting it most of last year, and it never really came. But it's good to see that now finally come. I mean, we are definitely heading towards regulation around DeFi and around stablecoins here. Interestingly, Hester Pierce, who's now running this crypto task force at the SEC, a few things from the SEC actually yesterday. She came out yesterday and basically said, look, you do you. You know, if you want to buy vaporware, you can buy vaporware. We're not going to protect you. And then the second thing basically came out as a headline, which had been said the day before, was the SEC's basically power to start new investigations had been curtailed, and that they were downsizing the crypto investigations team. So we're heading for full crime season. It does feel like at the moment. Gloves are off.
Gloves are definitely off, dude.
If you are involved in crime in crypto, you've got a golden age here. SEC's basically saying like, we're not going to protect customers here. They'll protect people on the exchange side and the stablecoin side, but when it comes to
coins,
which is, to be honest, it's like a stated goal of a lot of these financial regulators, is like provide some level of consumer protection. And that's how you get policies like professional investors are only able to invest in certain types of stocks. You know, like that is often the stated goal of financial regulators. It feels as though they're basically saying for crypto, we can't regulate 10,000 coins a day.
No.
If you want to be involved in this, that's fine. We're going to.
I mean, it's impossible to regulate 10,000 coins a day.
Right. So that they basically said we're probably going to bring in regulation around how the exchanges act and around stablecoins, but everything else is kind of fair game. So we are really entering crime season, in my opinion, here, which is very interesting. ETH slightly outperforming, interestingly, over the last 24 hours, continuing on the back of that Eric Trump tweet. But, you know, it's ETH BTC still comfortably below 0.03 at the moment. And Hyperliquid is probably the biggest performer in L1s. I don't think we need to go through that again. But, yeah, that's back up to around 27. So that's been the strongest of the coins. Other than that, I would say the majority of the rest of the market is lower, apart from maybe Trump, which is trying to reclaim 20. It looks like. In terms of macro, yesterday was a bit of a bounce back. People basically getting more bullish on the trade wars being less punitive than initially thought. Although there were some weaker tech earnings yesterday. From Alphabet, and there was a probe into Apple. So I think the stock market is slightly lower today. But the one thing to pay attention to maybe here is that gold keeps on hitting an all-time high. Gold hit 2,900 yesterday.
Wow.
So that is very, very strong at the moment.
What's the market cap of gold?
You know, I don't know, but it's in just over 10 trillion. I know that.
It's 19.4 trillion.
Yeah, that maybe makes sense. Yeah, something around that.
Yeah, it's 19.461 trillion.
Yeah.
Wow. We have a long way to go, lads. I mean, what's the market cap of Bitcoin?
6x of all crypto. Bitcoin
of all crypto, but what if just Bitcoin?
It's difficult to say, but right, because
I mean, no, Bitcoin is 1.9 trill.
No, but the reason why people get like unsure about gold is, for example, Uganda has reportedly found $13 trillion of gold underground, and that was found like in the last few years. So like it's a semi-finite resource to a certain extent. Like
I mean, that's the bullish case for Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. I don't know if Uganda's gonna be able to get its $13 trillion of gold, but it does have.
Didn't Salvador also find gold or some shit?
Let's actually type it in because I should get a bit more smart about this. Uganda gold. Yeah, Yahoo Finance. In July, the Ugandan government said exploration surveys in the country had revealed vast amounts of gold deposits, around 31 million tons. Of the behemoth find, around 320,000 metric tons of refined gold with an approximate value of 12.8 trillion. So I don't know how easy that is to get. Obviously, that's like an insane amount of gold.
But that shit is worthless, bro.
So, like, to say that there's $19 trillion of gold, like there actually could be more like 50. It is definitely a semi-finite resource.
Right.
As you get closer to the Earth's core, there's decent deposits, and under a lot of different countries, there's very, very deep gold reserves.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It looks like there's a lot of gold for everyone. All right. Well, look, markets. I think
Everyone's
we're
thinking about going to Uganda right now, right?
dude. Isn't that where the interviewer is from? We gotta get him on the show. Uganda.
Oh yeah, idiot. Yeah.
Well,
What's his name again?
What was the number? 10 trillion?
13 trillion.
That's enough to make Uganda like effectively as wealthy as India, and like that would make them like the 8th country in the world.
A GDP sense.
Yeah,
right. But GDP is annual.
Okay, gotcha.
I think they would. I don't know what they would do. Like this was discovered a few years ago. The Wagagai mine and refinery is granted a free port. So basically, it's zero tax. And it seems like they're partnering with someone in China.
The Chinese are pretty heavily invested in Africa.
There's a lot of talk about gold. Like gold is also often found on deposits, right? So there's been a lot of talk about like SpaceX could be used to land rockets on asteroids or potentially and mine rare metals on them.
It's true in space. Yeah.
Gold is not just a gold is not
gold
just
is literally a shit coin, right? Like it's literally a shit coin. Like dead ass. Like I'm sorry, like everything you're talking about, like it's literally a shit coin with infinite fucking like it's like just another one of planets like
gold is a shit coin.
Gold is a shit coin. Clip that.
An infinite time horizon, yes.
With infinite time horizon. Like dude, gold is like, you know what gold is? Gold is like, you know, if gold was on Dex Screener, it would say this token is mintable.
Yeah, this token is definitely. That's basically what I'm saying. I don't know what the market cap of gold is, but
Dev is constantly.
I think it's much higher.
Dev is planet Earth, and it's constantly fucking mining, minting new gold bricks, gold bars. Like
that Bitcoin is going to have to be mintable at some point to keep.
Good question, Tyler. Yeah,
very good question, Tyler.
The mempool is empty at the moment because
if
you guys are because you guys are trading like 1 rune a day.
Yeah.
Trade.
So
as a big runes trader, I can say this is true. If you ask Drake Justin, he says that the Bitcoin blockchain is cooked. So speaking of Bitcoin, I don't know if you guys saw that headline. I thought it was funny from the guy who on the Ethereum side. Did you guys see what he said? Drake Justin, Drake Justin, right? The researcher.
Well,
he said, the Bitcoin blockchain is cooked. It takes roughly $10 billion and access to 10 gigawatts to permanently 51% attack Bitcoin. The cost is peanuts for nation states. As for the power, Texas, a single state of a single country can produce 80 gigawatts.
Right, but then you need to have a 51% attack requires you to actually control 51%. It's not it's not just an energy calculation.
Gold is a shit coin and the token is mintable.
But there is a non-zero chance, right? And let's run this through. Bitcoin supply will run out. Miners validate the network at the moment. If there's no more Bitcoin, there's no more rewards. How do you incentivize people to do that? Now, previously, there was a hope that fees would increase naturally, and that's what people are getting so bullish about ordinals and runes about. But that is still now like an undefined question of like the long-term security of Bitcoin potentially relies on like some form of ongoing reward to people that are going to validate the network. There's been some talk about like maybe AI comes in and like does this, but like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, TLDR goes to shitcoin. Tyler, we don't. I'm not even going to reiterate the markets. It's just shopping, dude. So.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler the FOMO hour calls the kids can't miss.
Read about some bears. All right, today we'll start with David Sachs introducing the golden age of digital assets as the crypto working group officially launched in a press conference yesterday. We also had Hester Pierce laying out her vision for her SEC crypto task force, already reducing enforcement actions and staff. In other news, we had Barachain announcing its mainnet in TGE. We've got Mega ETH sharing plans for a mega NFT mint, 10,000 NFTs, 1 ETH apiece. I'm sure we'll get into that here in a minute. A decent amount of Bitcoin news. So an Ohio senator introduced a Bitcoin reserve bill. They're the latest state. Meanwhile, South Dakota rep said they are the likely first state to pass a Bitcoin reserve due to their having the shortest legislative process. So maybe look out for South Dakota. We saw Hong Kong legislators say that Hong Kong needs to accelerate evaluation of their own Bitcoin reserve. So something to watch there. A Peter Thiel-backed Bullish Global fund is considering IPO for its crypto exchange. And we saw the XRP ledger go offline for about 1 hour.
Oh, shit.
In token protocol and airdrop news, Abstract released their first week of experience points. So go check those out if you haven't already. Helium Mobile, Mert, folks may know Mert, they launched their first free phone plan for crypto users using code Helium CEO. So go check that out. In AI, it's kind of chopping like everything else. It's down 5%. Not a whole lot of big headlines yesterday. Hollow World, the Ava team, they announced that Pudgy Penguins could be powered to life and effectively turned into agents via their platform. Story Protocol introduced a new peer-to-peer IP system with AI integration. Then Eigenlayer also introduced verifiable agents in a new AI framework. So it's definitely spreading. In memes and NFTs, this SSC token is tied to kind of like a social layer, data for social layers on Solana. That was the runner of the night, reached $40 million in market cap, $100 million in volume. We saw this Calcoin meme reach 10 million, and then Enron. I'm sure we'll get into Enron. Enron was more
Fuck Enron.
Disaster.
I forgot about it. Fuck you.
It's
God damn it.
Into it. A couple of NFT headlines. We already talked about Mega ETH. Beeple introduced Human 1 Chapter 5, like the latest iteration of his big digital sculpture. It comes with a hidden seed phrase. So if you're able to figure out that seed phrase, there's a couple NFTs you can unlock. I don't think they've been unlocked yet. And then Punks just continue to move at a relatively slow pace, but some really nice punks sold yesterday. And it feels like the more aesthetic ones are just kind of slipping away by the week here.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the punks that are selling, they're insane, bro. Like, there's some beautiful punks. I'm just going to go over 2 seconds right now because you just finished on that, but it's like where is it? There you go. like this one, like, look at this stuff. This is sick, right? God damn.
I feel like I like the Cowboy maybe a touch more, but I would be very happy with either of those.
In my opinion, they're both perfect punks. But yeah, I agree. Like the Cowboy one is like a perfect cowboy, right? It's like the big shades, got the beard going, but it's ATS crypto, right? It seems to be buying them all.
They've got 25. Jeez.
Oh my God, but there's 25 nice ones too, right? Like they're very well like curated as well. Like this one's fire. Love these two. They're nice. Oh wow, this VR glasses with the cigarette. Wow. Well, this is nice. Lots of punks. So what's the punks floor right now? Despite ETH, I mean, ETH is really striking every asset down.
40.
40. So what are we at in dollars right now? Like 120 on something.
Right.
Yeah, 120. Yeah, 110. 110. Well, hopefully someone wins a punk today on the show. There you go. Anyways, Tyler, Crypto Czar yesterday took the mic, and then I don't know what's up with the agriculture guy talking about crypto, but can you give us a TLDR of yesterday's headlines?
TLDR. So David Sachs, he is the crypto czar. He announced the forming of the crypto working group in front of the House and Congress. They basically acknowledged that there's been 4 years of crypto persecution with no rules and really just enforcement by prosecution. He enforced the message they want to bring innovation onshore and develop clear definitions and rules. They say consumer protection is easier onshore. There's a big focus on stablecoins and how stablecoin legislation can create trillions of dollars in buy pressure for U.S. treasuries, help lower rates, and help strengthen the dollar and make it the global reserve currency. So those are the big points. There wasn't really a whole lot of what I would say new information. It was kind of like a reiteration of what was in the executive order, but I think it's still good to hear it here firsthand. There's a bit of a Q&A afterwards. Most of the questions kind of revolved around stablecoins. Not a whole lot of interest there. The last question was regarding the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve and the Sovereign Wealth Fund. And I think the takeaway is Sachs's crypto working group will be the ones drafting the plan for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and the Sovereign Wealth Fund is totally separate. So it does feel like kind of a separation of duties, and I feel like that's going to be an interesting kind of sector for speculation here for the near future. So it's almost like my take is Strategic Bitcoin Reserve is going to be done by the book. You know, they're going to develop a plan.
Have to.
The Sovereign Wealth Fund feels like it's a little bit more rogue. Like Lutnick, Besant, Trump are kind of maybe going to be able to go do a little bit more what they want. I'm not really sure what the oversight of that looks like. So it's going to be interesting to see the kind of balance between those two. And actually, if I had to bet on like which of those two funds I'm more excited about from the standpoint of accumulating crypto assets, I'd say I'm probably more excited for the Sovereign Wealth Fund.
Same here. I mean, that's what I picked up from yesterday, man. I listened to the whole thing plus the presser after. Like, my main takeaway was that there's a clear separation within the government between the Sovereign Wealth Fund and the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve team, which is kind of obvious, right? But now we know. And Lutnick is a little more aggressive on that stuff, right? And seems like he's gonna have a little more leeway to make moves and acquire Bitcoin. So it looks like that is most likely to happen. I'm liking these pressers that all end on Bitcoin Strategic Reserve questions, honestly, and Bitcoin questions. I have to say, the mindshare crypto has within the U.S. government right now and the media is pretty big. Pretty much all time. If there was a cookie.com fund for crypto mindshare at the government in the U.S., it would be all-time high right now.
It just feels like everything's a bit more transparent. Like it's just happening in public.
It's amazing. And on the back of that, take us through the SEC announcements. There was 2 of them. They're both just as on a founder level. I texted Loxley right away, and I was like, "Dude, this is amazing for us. Like, it couldn't get any better."
Yeah, a lot happened at the SEC yesterday. So one, it seems like they're kind of reducing their task force. They're not allowing agents to kind of go after funds. They're also kind of saying that, hey, we're going to walk back effectively all the open enforcement actions that are under investigation. So like, it kind of feels like I saw the meme that it's Hester Pierce like on the swing, and then behind her is just the fire of the old administration under the SEC. It's kind of like they just lit a match. And they're kind of just going to start over fresh. Is my view of that piece. And then she also wrote a nice statement as they spun up this new crypto task force. She's at the helm. She introduced the vision. Effectively, they want to enable freedom in the crypto markets while avoiding fraud. They want to create a regulatory framework to protect investors and preserve innovation. And then they're going to provide exemptive relief for those previously impacted. And Mando kind of went there, but this was a notable quote. I think it's worth reading. If
Wow.
to buy a token or product that lacks a clear long-term value proposition, they should feel free to they should feel free to, but should not be surprised if someday the price drops. In this country, people generally have a right to make decisions for themselves, so on and so forth.
Wow.
Do a little bit deeper specifics about some of the key focus areas around like token offerings, exploring temporary relief for tokens meeting transparency requirements, how to handle registered offerings,
Amazing.
broker-dealer rules, staking, lending, all the primary aspects. ETFs are in there as well.
Wow.
My overall read is she wants to bring common sense back into crypto and crypto regulation.
Thank you,
America.
my goat. Can she just come on the show? Right? Honestly, this woman just gets it, bro. And we've been saying this for like a year now because she's been criticizing Gary, but people want to buy a token or product that lacks a clear long-term value prop. They should feel free. Don't be surprised if someday the price drops. Like,
so that's the thing. So like, it's so popular. I'm not picking on Mando, but everyone's saying it's crime season.
I think this is going to fix the crime season.
Well, crime season if everyone keeps buying the tokens. Like that's what you're referring to, right? It's like anyone can kind of come in and launch a token effectively at this point.
Yeah,
so
I think it's by crime season. I just mean that like if someone just rugged tomorrow, I don't even think the SEC would look at it.
Agreed.
No,
like
but
if someone
it's like tagging ZachXBT on every fucking tweet, bro. Like they're doing the same thing. Like the government's not, they're pretty much doing the same thing he is, right?
if someone did a pre-sale and just walked away with the funds, I don't think the SEC is even going to come after them here.
No.
Yep.
That's my genuine view.
They're not. And another thing that I like that she said Oh, fuck it. I forget. It was along the lines of God damn it. I forgot. Oh yeah, no, sorry. It was David Sachs, right? Speaking of the crypto czar speech yesterday, Tyler. Why am I getting okay, go on. This is
Yeah,
it was oh no, sorry. It was if we bring the companies on shore, then we'll have a better grasp on them and what they're doing, whether legal or illegal. He's like, and he said that SBF, the biggest scam in the history of crypto, happened in the Bahamas, from the Bahamas, but affected the American people. Why? Because we've pushed these companies offshore for so long that they go offshore, they commit their crime against America. This is like the most accurate thing ever, right? He's on point when he says, like, bring him back in so we can enforce the right regulation framework on them. So in a way, crime season meme is true, right? It's funny, right, Amando? But in a way, it's also to avoid that, right? It's like, yo, bring them in and regulate them properly. This is what we've been asking for forever, bro. I'm tired of we spent like almost $1 million on the fucking Cayman Foundation, bro. Like, this is nuts. Like, we're not a multi-million like fucking balling on on budget.
Well,
Like,
I think
it's
they're
crazy.
basically saying there's no regulation. It's not regulate them properly. I think they're basically saying you don't need a trust anymore. Like, we're not going to come even come after
Well,
you.
they're breaking it apart so that they can rebuild it, right? Mando, in a way, right? I think that's what Tyler was saying.
I think part of it's that. I think part of it's they're just recognizing this isn't something they can even have oversight over.
It's like going to the casino and suing the win for losing at the roulette.
I think it's a little bit of both. So like they are not going to come and protect you because the Calico coin rugged after 12 hours last night. And it didn't. I'm just using an example. But like one of the key focus areas is registered offerings and adjusted Reg A and crowdfunding rules for crypto. So like that actually applies to things like this jelly launch and like internet capital markets.
So what did they say on that? Because I didn't catch that part on the ICOs and everything. Do you want to on token offerings?
Let me see if I can get into it.
I mean, that pertains to a lot.
Task force will consider working with staff to recommend the commission modify existing paths to registration, including Reg A and crowdfunding, so that people interested in registering token offerings will have a viable path for doing so. So
it's amazing.
Laying out a framework.
That's literally amazing. That's literally the pathway to have American-made crypto. Like when you think about the whole everything they're setting up between Trump's sayings and Sachs and then Hester Pierce here, like there's such good correlation right now. It seems like for the first time we're gonna have a clear pathway. How long do we think this takes?
A while. She kind of started with that like early on in her essay here.
Okay.
It took us a long time to get into this mess. It is going to take us some time to get out of it. So it kind of feels like, we were in this period where I think Mando's right. Like
there is a period where all crime is going to be permitted. I know a lot of founders in crypto behind the scenes are starting to cancel their close their foundations and merge the two. Blast did it in public. I know for a fact a lot of founders in America are considering canceling their Cayman Foundation with BVI subs for the token entities and finally merging it. And let's be honest, it's so cringe, the whole thing, like a foundations thing. We all know what's going on here, bro. Not to incriminate anyone, but I don't know. It's been very tough and expensive, dude. Damn, the law firms in the Cayman Islands, US is coming to eat their lunch right now.
When I first started working at Accenture in 2008, I saw the company was headquartered in the Cayman Islands, and I was like, "What is this?" Like,
it's not a choice; it's almost by force, brother.
I know, but like, that's just it's just such a like that goes against common sense. Like
it goes against all common sense.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to know how nonsensical it is? You have to go have a board meeting in the Cayman twice a year. So all you have to do is you take a trip to Cayman Islands, take a vacation for 3 days. And then you have to have a lawyer there. Then you have to start a BVI sub. It'll run you like $250K to start a foundation. Then it will run up to up to $1 million. Like, it's ridiculous amount of paperwork and money and regulation going behind that. So it's insane. Having gone through it, I can tell you guys that it's a lot of work. And it's annoying. Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks for anyone who just went through that process recently, right? And
I mean,
wasting capital and time.
Yeah, wasting capital and time, and also like sucks for the people who like all this time were scared of dropping that token and not doing it. At this stage, if OpenSea doesn't drop this token, I'm gonna start fighting myself too, because they gotta get going. Anyways, Bara chain, Tyler. Speaking of hype, there's Mega ETH and Barachain. Let's talk about the two of them. So I feel like it's Stamies are coming to town.
Yeah, Barachain. I think the big news is mainnet launches tomorrow on Thursday, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, TGE is at the same time, so the tokens are coming. The tokenomics and the airdrop checker are coming today. They have not been released yet. I'm on their page now. So unless it breaks during the show, we don't really have a whole lot of other news. This is going to be a big capital influx. I don't really have a read on the token itself. This feels kind of like an ecosystem where you had a group of whales and players who committed, and they were in there for the last year to 18 months. This is kind of like it feels like this is kind of like their final exit. So like these people like CBB, he's got mid 7 figures wrapped up in these Bond Bear and other the Barachain NFTs. The folks who've been grinding this have had capital locked up for a long time now. It was very unclear when this was actually going to launch.
Yeah,
like we're going to have some from sell pressure from there. I think folks are kind of looking for something to farm. I see like the interest in the chats, like, oh, like what can we do in Barachain? But it also feels like it doesn't feel like the core like CT hotball money is going to flow to Barachain. So I don't know. It kind of makes I don't have a great read on how the launch is going to go. So it might just be kind of play it by ear and watch and see. The flip side of this is now we've got kind of more info around this Mega ETH launch. And they did their raise via Kobe's Echo, right? I think that was the first chance of
it was massive.
Public to invest. I forget the specific numbers on that.
I think they raised $10 million in like 3 minutes or
Yeah.
30. What was it? But it was like some big headline. Yeah.
Then yesterday they announced this new NFT collection. It's called the Fluffle. 10,000 NFTs. They are soul bound. They're going to be priced at 1 ETH each. So on the surface, that looks very expensive. But then they go on to say that this is effectively ownership in the network, 5%. So these NFTs will represent 5% ownership of Mega ETH. So it's not hard to kind of go down the line and say, like, okay, that means tokens are coming.
Are you guys gonna try for it?
I'm still thinking through. Like it feels it's a no brainer. 1 ETH is.
But how do we get it? Like 80,000 people.
That's the challenge with it. And I want to hear from Brad. I hope we can have Brad come on the show.
Yeah, I invited him too.
Apparently they collected 80,000 wallet addresses for the 10,000 NFTs. There are 2 stages, so some folks will get to mint a day before with no gas war, but it seems like the majority of folks are going to be in this like more public white list, and that is going to be a gas war. So you really are going to have to factor in like what do you think your chances are of getting through versus how much you think you're going to pay in gas, and is it worth it? I think we started to see some of the backline napkin math estimates going around. I think they're saying that you're effectively buying this at like a $550 million FDV. So if you think Mega ETH is going to open up higher than that, then it's a good buy. And there's a lot of Eve. Although just know, like, you're not flipping the NFT. There will be no market for the NFTs, and we don't really know a timeline for when the network will be live.
Okay.
So you could be locking capital for a bit.
All right. We'll see what happens. Man, are you gonna try minting that or what?
No. Less interested in these
I'm gonna try.
these
Fuck it.
play.
Bro,
all
it's
these
Mega ETH, bro. It's ETH, but Mega.
Mega ETH, Monad, Barachain.
Honestly, you're too rich for that. Like, leave that to the little people like us.
I don't know if it's little people. Like, my experience on these is 50-50,
No, I know.
even for the people
I know.
who aren't little. Like, I think a lot of people chase these things, and this might be the one, but I reckon maybe 1 out of those 3 will properly cook. And
It's a lot, eh?
if you invest a lot of money in these things, you spent a lot of time. Like, we've seen it. Like, I've played this game so many times, so I just don't even know.
So Monad, Bara, Mega.
Those are the 3 big ones. Yeah.
For all the Slack abstract's been catching online, like I saw a few people complain about abstract and their tiny TVL, which is like 10, 12 mil. I actually really like their approach. Like, I feel like it's refreshing versus the others where like you make deals, get a ton of TVL, do this whole build in silence thing where like nobody knows what's actually going on, but all of a sudden you have a massive TVL and you make a lot of those coming out. Of course, early people will be rewarded heavily on those, but I don't know about the common folk. Versus abstract is just said, fuck it. Like, we're gonna raw dog a blockchain. They launched it with streaming capacities, are not catering to any degens not catering to CT at all, like at all. And in a way, I kind of like what they're doing.
I agree. I don't necessarily think that TVL is that.
Since when is TVL it's like a FDV meme, you know?
Base, sorry, for example, Blast had very, very high TVL, remember?
It was like the TV. Remember, like the whole thing.
Right,
like,
but it doesn't necessarily mean value. Whereas Base had very low TVL for a long time, focused on consumer products, and then built gradually as some of those started.
I like that approach.
Has built it up. So I don't think TVL, particularly at the start of a TVL at the start of a chain, essentially means you have a lot of rewards that people are coming into farm.
And people are exactly like TVL will abstract now. First of all, can only go up. So that's a good notion, right? That the chart's gonna look good. And like for example, us, like we don't have USDC enabled, but there's gonna be a point where you're gonna be able to like load up your Myriad account with a ton of money, and then like, you know, place your predictions, and that's gonna bring TVL to a chain like that. So I don't know. I really like that. I was asked a lot this week, like, yeah, well, like, how do you feel about it? Because obviously we launched on there last week, and I'm like really stoked about the fact because I by the way, big fan like Marachain, Monad, Megates, like all of it. Right? I'm a fan of all of crypto in general. I'm always bullish. I'm always positive. You guys know me, but I like that different approach. What do you think, Tyler?
What do you think the TVL of Cardano is?
I don't know. Let's go on DeFi Lam.
375 million.
But there you go. So point in case, right?
$35 billion FTV.
Point in case here.
So I like it. I do think they've got, if I'm being objective, I think Abstract has a long road ahead. I think launching this style, like it's not going to be a huge launch in 3 months.
No,
like we're talking more like 6 to 9 to 12 months probably.
Oh yeah. I mean, it'll roll over to the next bull market, like,
and that's good. So like they're building for the long term. I like that approach versus just big bang, and then we're not going to be talking about it in 6 months, effectively. Which is like objectively that's what happened with Blast. It was the talk of the town, and now there is zero talk about Blast. Like it is
even after all their announcements.
What is the TVL of Blast now?
But I'll go to that in a second. But remember when Arbitrum's biggest selling point was the TVL? It's trading at 44 cents now. And that's not a knock. I'm just saying all these things where we were like, oh, look at the TVL. Look at where they are now in terms of user adoption. Like Anime launched their token on L2 Arbitrum. And sadly, it's not going as well as I think it should have, because it's actually a really cool token. I love the community. Shout out to Zuki. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Let's see. You were asking for which chain? Blast?
What's the TVL now?
Let me check. 250 million. See how much I think like Ovi put $250 million into Blast.
That's good. Yeah. Look, I think also the TVL people have to understand is particularly for some of these L2s, which are more DeFi heavy, there's a lot of looping that goes on. So TVL, you know, like if for example, theoretically 100% of the TVL goes into a lending platform, and then you borrow 80% against that TVL.
Okay.
Right.
I see.
Another 60%.
Yeah,
I see.
Like, you get that 10 billion of TVL becomes 18 billion of TVL, and
yeah.
So ones with big lending platforms or big DeFi protocols, often you get a lot of double counting.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Go ahead, Tyler.
What I will say, I feel like, and I read a lot of the feedback against Abstract, and I think a lot of it has been negative at the beginning. I think people are very interested to hear, like, what is the path to becoming the consumer?
Yeah.
Like what are consumers going to come do?
Stream, media, which is why I'm in media, personally speaking. I'm not doing it just for the lulz, right? Like, this is how I put food on my table and tables of like 40 plus people. Media is a great way. I think they'll consume.
Yeah, I think streaming is probably their best bet.
I mean, look at how everyone's always talking about the Elevate Cabal 24/7. So clearly they're fucking consuming content the most, even the degens, right?
I think being and Hyperliquid is showing this right now. Being good at one thing and dominating it often can be the like.
And Hyperliquid doesn't even have $1 billion TVL, brother.
Right. So like, I think Hyperliquid's value is being an app chain. Abstract, I think, largely is trying to be like a Kick or Twitch of Web3. Now they have to succeed at that.
Yeah. Of course. Like, you're
have
competing with Twitch and Kick is not easy, right? Even Rumble, right? Rumble's crypto native. Not native, but they're getting involved. I don't know. I like the approach. Look at Hyperliquid, right? Hyperliquid has sub 1 billion TVL. Let me ask you something. Would you guys rather own Hyperliquid or Tron with 6 billion TVL?
Well, they're very different. I actually think both of those are doing all right.
I know, but if you go TVL for TVL, right? Okay, fine, Ethereum.
I think Ethereum's probably a better shout. Tron looks. I don't
forget Tron.
Tron looks pretty strong all year. For the last year, Tron's been one of the best performers.
And they've got Trump support now, so Tron feels like it's probably fair.
Unless TRX, right? Is it TRX?
Yes. This time last year, it was trading at 10, so it's done a two. So it's kind of done same as what Solana's done over that period.
Well, what was this?
A rough 2x, just over 2x. But it's also down 50% from where it was on December 10th. Wow, that's crazy.
Is that when the Tron meme mania was?
No. This is the World Liberty stuff, the Trump stuff here.
Okay,
that's December. The mania was April 20. No, it's here, Tyler, around here, I think. Okay. Right? It was here. This here.
Oh, you're like on the year chart. I'm thinking.
Yeah. No, weekly. Sorry, this is the weekly.
Yeah.
I think it was around here. Yeah. Anyways, rafflebot.xyz for those listening. If you're not listening, if you're watching, I mean, you had the code. You gotta watch the show on video. It's much better. Rafflebot.xyz. This is a very simple website that we put together. You connect your X and you put code PAIN. PAIN is the code, PAIN. PAIN is the code. Rafflebot.xyz. Anyway, just to go a little bit of time. Is there anything we must have missed or any
pain pre-sale?
Dude, I mean, speaking of pain, let's talk about it. Tell us more.
So the pain pre-sale ended a couple days ago. They raised 185,000 SOL. That was about $40 million at the time. I think there was some FUD, that we just had this big meme coin fall out, and then degens go and send 40 million. And then there was just FUD around like price action. So like, how's the price going to go up? 40 million in funds. They didn't tell us anything for a day. And then they came back this morning and basically said, hey, we've been thinking about this. This is too much. We're going to return 80% of the SOL that was sent. You are effectively going to have the tokens the same pro rata. So whatever your percent of the 185,000 SOL was, you're going to have the same percent. But effectively, if it was going to open at a $40 million market cap, now it's going to open at 8. And that's just ballpark, because I don't know if they're giving tokens to like the meme land stakers or what. So those are just approximate. But basically, the market cap is going to open up 80% lower than where it would have. And
that's amazing.
My view from a trading perspective, the question on any uncapped presale is, who's the marginal buyer? Where does the FOMO kick in? Now, someone who committed 5 SOL to this because they had 5 SOL to play, they just got 4 SOL back.
They're going to eat it right back in.
And it's not a huge stretch to say, like, okay, now that was money that they earmarked for this. Like, they were fine gambling 5 SOL. It's not a huge stretch to think, okay, they're going to fire 4 back in.
Yeah.
And then, like, when you get that positive momentum in a chart, if it plays out that way, that's a totally different ball game than if you open up at 40 and you just chop it and everyone just slowly sells. Because like I've seen the pre-sale play out like that, and there's no FOMO, no one gets in. So.
You can tell Ovi sent like $500,000 to this thing. Like, he's so invested and involved right now on social media. Like, Mando, your boy. Like, he sent 6 figures if he's that involved.
Oh, he 100% did
for sure.
He lost all that money on fucking Enron.
Dude, Ovi and I got clipped for Ovi, Wiz, and I got destroyed on Enron.
Oh,
destroyed. Should have known when I saw his fucking face, dude. Honestly, he looks like a Fire Festival motherfucker. He looks like the Fire Festival guy. What's a Fire Festival guy? Billy McFarland. Bro, like literally they both have a scammer face. It's so crazy. That bro, they could be cousins. Oh yeah,
So-
they're cousins for sure.
I'll admit I bought a little bit and then I sold quickly when I was scanning through their site and I saw like the tokenomics that they had like 7-day locks for the team. And it's unclear they even had a real lock.
No, there was no lock. There's an insider that sold $5 million right away. There is no lock. That's 100%. This type of sell pressure, there was no lock.
Then they had these nuclear egg reactors that they're gonna get in people's houses. It was just like, I mean, it was funny, but it's not funny that people lost money on it.
I mean, yeah, by the way, we were like dying laughing, like on the way down. It was super sad. But I busted my fucking trench wallet over this shit. I suck.
But if you want to prevent crime season, then don't participate in crime.
I know. It's my fault. I'm redacted. It's 100% my fault. By the way, see, this happens with best of us. Yeah, I got cooked. I heard Frank had inside information on it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Every single person who's launching a token calls Frank before they do it.
Yeah, they ask him for his permission.
Frank's been getting some heat.
Yeah, I mean,
finally.
I love Frank. I'm gonna be on TG's stream later. I'm sure we'll talk about that. It's like 5 p.m.
I
today.
saw that. I saw I love how like there's goddamn posters before people goes on a thread, guys.
Isn't it right? Dude, listen, like the guy when interviewed, what did Rasmus say? He said the guy who interviewed the most influential man on earth, interviewed by the guy who interviewed the most influential Zoomer on earth. There you go.
Just quickly reflect. You said Rasmus, that picked my memory.
When
we did the clip of that like 13-year-old kid who flipped off the camera and rugged his coin,
and he met with
I called it his audition tape for the LA Vape Cabal, and then Rasmus met up with the kid.
That was so funny. That was so funny.
So that kid's in, like he's the new protege.
These guys catch too much slack, but it's normal. Like, dude, like, what do you expect? You're like him. You're doing all these trades. You have an audience. Like, this is like name of the game. Like, this is like rookie. Like it's like
Can we bring up this poster? I just really want to.
It's happened to me every day. By the way, they just burned $150 million worth of Pengu. Breaking news.
Oh, the claim ended. Yeah.
Yeah, just now. 13%. Wow, 13.6% of supply was just burnt.
We pumping?
Spencer's probably going nuts.
Spencer Ventures. Spencer.
Percent.
And it's still down, but I don't know. I mean, I'm bullish Luca and everything.
People need to reprice. Like, need to come to terms with how Solana meme coins have repriced, right? I said this in the chat when Enron came out, and it was like at 500 million.
Yeah, it's true.
But Fartcoin is at 650, and that's like the 5th biggest meme in all of on Solana right now.
Here's what is happening. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was to say only Trump and Bonk are above $1 billion.
That's true.
Everyone's just looking for these bundled coins and like, oh, can this push higher because it's actually only got 10% float? I think that's the only way you can like look at Enron at 600 million and think that there's any chance ever that you could hit the buy button.
Yeah.
This is actually only 60 because it's 90% bundled. No, it's not because the team is actively selling.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree. What did you want to bring up, Mando? Before
I wanted to see the poster. I thought we should analyze this.
Have you not seen it enough, dude? Like you just.
No, I want to see it as a group.
It's Jen cooked. She's probably listening to the show. She really cooked with that one. Where is it?
I just really enjoyed it.
I think it's really cool. No. Dude,
you look like Jesus, and
I've been told.
Guy, what is that outfit?
That's his when he went to the gala, right? For Trump, that he had this outfit on.
Yeah, the gala.
So he always uses this picture. I thought it was hilarious to use it here.
Oh my goodness.
Little LA Vape Cabal mention here.
Guys, hang this poster in my house.
Yeah, can we all get a copy of that?
Dude, is it in a banger poster? Okay, Jen. Like it looks like so I'm gonna remove the time here and I'm gonna make you guys a poster, like a physical poster, and send it to you guys. Okay, I'll do that.
Please. It looks like an album cover.
I mean, we can't send shit to Portugal, so maybe I'll bring it to you in France.
No, you can't.
You send something to Portugal, we'll get there in 7 years.
Will be the best way.
Dude, you know what's crazy? You still haven't received that cable I sent you like 4 years ago.
No. You never sent it.
You
sent it to the UK, apparently.
Okay.
Okay. This is where we're going.
All right.
Oh my god, are we really going to be doing this for the next 6 months? It feels like it's got that sort of energy, doesn't it?
Stop,
It
eh?
feels like
I don't think so. I'm still hoping for.
We are
March.
going to do this for next 6
I might
months.
take a couple months out.
Thank you for understanding.
Thank you for understanding. JLP, Portugal Day for all of the spring.
Yeah, we should go. You know what? We should go full Portuguese mode at some point this summer.
I do think if you come and live out here, we should do a few shows on the road. Like we should go do a little traveling and get a car. Go around.
We should do like an Anthony Bourdain type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of places like we could do.
Okay, I'm in. I already have a whole team.
We could walk the Camino together.
There you go, Tyler. You're gonna have to pull up.
Mm.
Tyler, you're gonna have to move to Portugal. Even though it's a USA super cycle. Honestly, I'm getting really bulled up on USA. I'm not gonna lie. In case it didn't show already on the timeline, I got called a radical the other day. I apparently Trump radicalized me to hate Canada. That's what I was told. But I love Canada, dude. But if they want to trade Raspberry for me, like Doncic and Anthony Davis, they can. Me being Doncic, of course. Anyways, yeah, I'm hitting my prime 30s. Anyways, technically speaking, Vanessa can claim an American passport. Her mom's born and raised in Atlanta. So
is that how it works?
She technically because she was the soil. It's like the French, right? From blood.
I actually just didn't know.
Le sang, le sang, le blood. Anyways, all right, should we do this giveaway?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this giveaway. I got a fucking lot of work today. Oh my god. All right, let's get this giveaway going. Oh no, I declined this. There you go. All right, let's do this. OX Gucci. OX. Little pudgy. OX Gucci. OX Gucci. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right. Speaking of penguins.
Hello.
What up, Gucci?
Oh my God, I've been doing this for over a year. Thank you guys so much.
Let's go.
Let's go, man. Come on. Here, OX Gucci, here to make magic internet money trading JPEGs and memes, class of 21. You don't just walk away from the game.
Yes, sir.
What a quote. You don't just walk away from the game. I'm going to copy paste that one. I'm going to tweet it out. Look at you.
Appreciate your Farouk.
How you feeling about Pengu right now? Just saw the burn stuff. Bullish?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Bullish, definitely. Tough downturn, but, we're here for the long game.
Don't worry about it. The whole market's down. So it's just how it is. All right. Well, look, today you could win Ape, Penguin, Punks, or Wreck Guy. Are you ready?
Let's give him something.
Let's see it.
Come on. We need like a special juju right now. Oh! Almost. God damn it! It's a Red Guy. Oh, congratulations. Dude, you almost won an ape. Holy shit.
Shit. All right. No, hey, we take a Red Guy. We take
the Red Guy. Listen, this is a nice Red Guy too. I picked it above floor. So you just made $1,800. Though
That's a nice Red Guy, to be fair.
Wow. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
really appreciate you.
What I've been doing, guys, is all the Red Guys keep hitting. I pick more expensive Red Guys now. So at least they don't get like a floor Red Guy. They get like a mid Red Guy. You know what I mean? So they can like properly have one. So anyways, that's a nice one. You love to see that. God, that was close. See, I'm tweaking, right? I'm starting to put more NFTs, a higher chance on the lower X. Like I may like remove punks for now and just put a bunch of penguins because they're 10 ETH. So I'll play around more to see if we can get the big hits. Gucci, congratulations, Mando, Tyler. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go.